The album Badlands came out on July 10th, and we did a big release for it in Redmond, and it's everywhere. You can stream it everywhere, but I also have it on CD, which some people don't even have CD players anymore, so you can use the CD as a coaster or something like that. But there's kind of been a vinyl revival as of like last couple years, so I'm gonna release it on vinyl as well. My solo sound compared to the other bands that I've been in is kind of a long journey, you know, just like any artist, but kind of personal discovery, self-discovery. As I've gotten a little bit older, I've wanted to have more of an organic sound, and so all that comes from my influences, you know, from all the bands I used to listen to. My first guitar chords I used to play, bands like Nirvana and Sublime, and like I also was influenced by you know, classic artists like Elvis and the Beach Boys, like the melody of those things. But to land more on kind of an organic sound is where I wanted to, versus like a pop sound. So I actually started making kind of a pop leaning record, and I went back to the drawing board after about 5 songs with my producer, and I was like, this just isn't me. And so Badlands is the title of the record, and that's what came out of it, was this day in the Oregon Badlands that I spent on like this sort of desert wilderness vibe, sort of is a landscape for the sound that we created. Having a solo record is, to me, it's a dream. Like it's kind of seeing a dream come true, and I think for every artist, whether it's a painter or an architect or something, to see something come to life that was like a spark in your mind or in your imagination, and then to see it like almost born like a baby is really spectacular. I'm a songwriter, and so when you're a writer, it's like you need an avenue to write. And so that's why I moved to Nashville for a few months at the start of this year, and I'm gonna kind of live a life where I'm back and forth. COVID to me was a way to, I think for everybody, it kind of helps you simplify and get back to the basics. And in Nashville, I wrote a song called The Cure for a Lonely Heart, and it's the last song I put on the record, and I think it just came from a little bit of the loneliness of that time in Nashville. And then I came back to Oregon to be with my community and my friends and my family, and then watch it be released. But I think Nashville and that beginning of the pandemic was sort of a pressing time. But I think anytime we experience hard things or suffering, like a lot have during this pandemic, or loss of a job or anything, it can't help, that pressing can't help but like create something beautiful. I think the thing that I've learned over the last, you know, couple decades of making music is like, this isn't going away. This is part of me. And so for better or worse, I love it and I want to keep doing it. And so I'm just going to keep taking the next step, keep going, and keep bringing joy wherever I can.
Down to the river.